Alright guys, today we're going to be doing a quick review of Friday the 13th, 2009 in 4K from Arrow Video. I got this in about 2 weeks ago, and I have watched the killer cut, and I just wanted to do my quick 4K review. It's going to be the first video on this channel that has a camera or anything like that, or maybe even the first video. We'll see how it goes. But either way, I'm going to be doing a quick review here of Arrow's Friday the 13th release. I was able to pick this up from Orbit DVD, so I didn't get that $25 Amazon deal or whatever, but I did at least get to support a small business, so that was good at least. But honestly, let's get right into the movie itself and the packaging and everything like that. So in terms of my experience with the movie itself, I am not the biggest fan of the remake. To be honest, I never saw all these as a kid. I'm pretty young, 26, if you want to call that young, I guess. But I never saw any of these movies as a kid. I only started watching them about 5, 6 years ago when I really started getting into horror. So this would probably be the last Friday the 13th movie that I actually saw. So at this point, I had watched all the other ones and I was familiar with everything. And honestly, this one personally has never been one of my favorites. Um, I think it's great for that first 20 minutes. You have that great opening that basically runs through like the first 3 or 4 movies. And I think that's a great opening. But once we start getting farther into it and it slows down again, I think we start to get some issues. So personally, I think the pacing starts to draw on a little bit on here, which is okay sometimes. But when you have such an exciting and fun intro, and then I gotta wait a whole another 45 minutes for it to like build up again, it just wasn't really working for me personally. And honestly, on this rewatch, I gave it about like a 6 out of 10 on Letterboxd. I'll drop in my description or whatever if you want to follow me. But um, I like the movie, but I wouldn't put it like in my top three Friday the 13th movies probably. I don't even know if it would go top five. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, but I do have a fun time with the remake, and I do like the dude from Supernatural in here as well. So it is a fun time, but I do have some issues with it. In terms of the actual Arrow video release here, as you can see, it is a pretty nice looking release. It is going to be the slip cover, so it doesn't come with like one of those boxes. So if you're looking for that, unfortunately not. But I am happy with the actual packaging here. It's got a nice slip cover with some cool new art. Um, so I am a fan of that. And I do like just the overall Arrow video packaging. I have a decent amount of arrows, so I'll never pass up a chance to get a movie I like from a franchise I like in good quality from Arrow Video. So definitely very happy to get the actual release itself. In terms of the special features and everything like that you can see on the back, you will see it includes two brand new audio commentaries. I did not watch those or listen to those. I'm not the biggest audio commentary guy. I feel like the problem is like I don't know. It's like I can't listen to the movie and focus on the movie while all listening to them talk at the same time. It kind of fucks with my brain. Like if the movie's like completely muted, I think it's okay if they're talking over it. But when I can hear them both going on, it's like my brain wants to focus on both of them. So I don't know if anybody relates to that. But generally, I only like audio commentaries when like you can barely hear the movie, and when I've already seen the movie like at least 4 or 5 times, and I think this is my third time seeing this, so I don't really want to check out the commentary yet. I personally like to be like really familiar with the movie myself before I go and check out the commentaries. So in terms of the special features and everything, it has a pretty decent amount. You are getting the killer cut and the theatrical cut in 4K, which is great. I did watch the killer cut. I've only seen the killer cut. I have not seen the theatrical yet. Some people argue it's actually better, so maybe a little better paced, even if there's less gore and less tits, whatever, stupendous. But either way, I've heard it might be a little better depending on who you are, so I might check that out next time. But for this time, I did watch the killer cut. Now, in terms of the actual 4K disc itself, um, I I wasn't fully impressed by it. I'll say that much. as you can see behind me, other way, but I have a LG C3. So it is a pretty good TV. I do not have a crazy sound system, just like the sound bar. But it still gets the job done, and especially on the picture quality front. Um, so what I was most impressed with the 4K would probably just be the HDR. Um, Me personally, I didn't really think the resolution bump up to 4K was that impressive here. I believe this would be a 2K upscale probably. So it's not like I was really expecting anything crazy. But I would say I felt like it was kind of inconsistent in terms of resolution. But I don't think that's a problem with Aero Video or the 4K. I think that was just a problem with how they shot the film, and I think some of those shots are a little soft. So I wouldn't really blame the 4K for that. So when it is shining and the resolution looks good, I think it does look good. But overall, if you're buying this for the 4K resolution, like I wouldn't really necessarily do that. But if you are huge into that HDR, that black, that white, and just the overall color palette being expanded, then I would definitely pick this up. I thought the HDR did a lot of work. Personally, I would say this movie is actually really dark. When they're in the mine, like kind of near the end and shit, and go through the tunnels, like it was pretty dark. Like I almost had to bump on my picture settings because I was like, dang, I actually can't really see shit even with the HDR. So I would say the HDR is kind of necessary for this movie just based on how dark it is, so you can just get some more of that detail out. So in terms of the audio, as I said, I listened on my soundbar here, so it's a 5.1, nothing crazy. But I overall thought it sounded fine. I'm not really the biggest audiophile or anything, so I'm not really going to comment too much on that, but I'll just say overall I was happy with the sound that I got, and I didn't have any complaints there. So overall, would I recommend picking up this release from Arrow Video? I would say yes. I think this is money well spent. I think right now you might be able to get it for 25 on Amazon, but this is definitely worth your money. It's kind of sad we couldn't get all the other movies in 4K, but I will take this one. It's better than nothing, so I'm happy with that. I'm glad I'm glad Aerial Video did this, and I hope they get more Friday movies. Honestly, if they did a whole box set, that'd be pretty sick. Not gonna happen because Paramount, but maybe they do in the UK or something. Who knows? But honestly, I would recommend picking this up. So shout out to Aerial Video. Get your copy while you can. Get that nice slipcover. And that is about everything. So thank you for watching, checking out. I'll drop some more stuff soon. Should be the first video on the channel. So we'll see what happens.